Alright guys, I got on the blue. You know what I'm about to do. About to work on the car. Hit the intro. Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys, and today we're going to replace the BC Racing shock on my Q50. Now, I try my best to do all my inspections, looking at all the bore joints, tie rod ends, and even going into trying to tighten the BC Racing shock. Usually the top nut gets a little loose over time, but even then, within the last 2 months, the noise has just been getting louder. I even disconnected my stabilizer links just to see if the noise was coming from the stabilizer links, and they aren't. So it only left me with pretty much one out, the shock itself. I took the shock apart, I inspected, I didn't see any oil or leaking, but from what people have told me and based on my research, a BC Racing coilover, or just a coilover shock, can still be really noisy even though after it's blown. So I ordered a replacement shock from BC Racing. It was about $90 for this shock, but I want to say this on video. I got over 55,000 miles out of these BC Racing coilovers. I bought them brand new on both of my Q50s. I live in Brooklyn, New York, some of the craziest, crappiest roads. And this car, or these shocks, has been everywhere. Every pothole, everything. So for it to start making noise within the last 2 months, I'm not upset with it because I spent $1,000 for the shocks, but I got almost 60,000 miles out of that. I can't beat that. So anyways, let's get to the car. Now, as I always sit there and say plenty of times, guys, make sure you get the car on a jack and a jack stand. Make sure that everything is safe, everything is weighted down. And I'm just gonna speed past this part. Just make sure you use the proper lug nuts and sockets. So 1, 2, 3. And we're back. So, what we're gonna do now, for you guys, so you guys know how to remove a shock or pretty much a strut. There'll be 3 bolts at the top of this. This is when you have to open the hood and everything like that. These should be 12 to 14-millimeter bolts. That's going to be nuts at the top. But if you want to, and primarily if you want to remove the coilover shock itself, you're going to remove this 14-millimeter bolt here. Reason being is it'll keep the tension up there, and you can be able to move the whole wheel entire assembly, the whole spindle down. You can also remove the stabilizer link down there. There should be a 17-millimeter bolt, but I'm gonna try my best not to do that because I don't feel like doing all that work. So just gonna use a little bit of oil grease, and also remove this 14-millimeter bolt that holds the upper control arm in. This allows you to move the spindle back and forth and have a little bit better access. So let me start. All right, so I removed the nuts that were on there, and I removed the bolt that was on here. Now I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna pop this lower control off. You could just like hit it or whatever the case might be. It'll come out or whatever. And I'm gonna start moving the assembly down. A few people are going to say remove this bolt too. Gives you a little bit more slack. I'd rather not. This button bolt, no. That and the sway bar, like I said, I'm trying my best not to do that. Just don't want to do the extra work. So let me see if I can start moving forward. But also I want to show you guys, you're going to also have to remove these 12-millimeter nuts. That's to the top of the strut mount. I do have to move my catch can, and I have to move my strut bar out the way. But it's a lot more easier without this stuff in the way. Now, one of the things that's the hardest to do, because you already see that I got it out, is pushing this whole assembly down while the sway bar link is still connected. Because you want this collar to be able to come out of the fork. One way you can do it is take unloosen this collar and pretty much bury this. This gives you a lot more inches. It makes this a lot more shorter, so you don't have to push this assembly down a lot. Or you can do what I do, because I like to go the harder way. You can use any type of pipe, or in my case the breaker bar, and you push down on it. And when you push down on that, it moves the whole assembly down, which allowed me to pull it out. I also used a breaker bar on top of it to get a little bit more leverage. So, yep, I'm gonna move forward, and now I'm gonna remove these 12mm nuts, but I also gotta remove the catch can. All right, that was quick. So I'll remove those nuts. Do not lose these guys. These are pretty annoying if you lose those, because they're gonna drop there on your splash guard or somewhere by the engine. That happened a few times with me. All right, so you're gonna do something as simple as, well, you know, some of you guys might actually want to take apart the ABS and everything like that. I'm not gonna go that far. Let me just move this out the way, and boom. See, did this all on my own. All right, so next I'm going to you have to release the tension on this, because this is still loaded, preloaded. Now it's not going to shoot out like the stock struts, but still unloosen this collar so that, you know, there won't be so much strain on it. And then yeah, we're going to start taking off. I'm going to try my best and see if I can measure the height here. So I'm not going to touch this. I'm going to pretty much loosen this part up, take this part off, take off this whole part, and try my best to measure, because I want to, this collar is for the height of the car, so I want it to be as close as possible. Okay, so let me just briefly do that really quickly. All right, I quickly took off the top part and loosened it. Now I'm gonna start transporting everything over to this one, and let me just fast forward and have everything installed. Also on top of that, I want to show you guys something. Now with coilovers, they usually leak oil and grease. No, it's not the white stuff. That's white lithium grease. By taking a look and finally seeing on top of here, there's a bunch of oil and grease on top. Let me see if I can back it up a little bit. A bunch of oil and grease right on top of that silver part right there. So I'm really thinking the coilover really was on its way out now. So yep, let me start taking some of these parts off. All right, so this may be the best video, one of the best videos I can make on this. So this is a BC Racing shock. It has about 60,000 miles on it. This is good for a coilover, okay? So much love and respect to them. Now, a quick test to see if it is good is you can push down on the shock. Usually these shocks should push back up, but let's see. I'm just gonna add some weight to it and see if I can move it down by hand. Nope, not that strong. See if I can move it down this way. All right, it's going down. All right, I'm not standing on it or anything like that. I'm pushing it down, and let's see how quickly it comes up. Oh, it came up pretty quick. All right, now let's take the new one. This is the new shock. Push it down by hand. Nope. Push it down here. Oh, that thing don't even want to move. Whoop. Ah! Okay. Well, I guess I'm not that strong. So anyways, let me start transferring everything over. And yeah, before I say it too, yeah, remember, I'm going to try my best to line it up. Line it up so I can know exactly where to put the shock collar, because I want the height to be similar. So I'm going to mark off here with some chalk or something. All right, let's go. All right, so this is the assembly bolted back up and everything like that. So we should be a go here on this. And let me start putting it back. You do everything in reverse order. I'm gonna put it up in there, tighten up the bolts, and then I'm gonna put some more weight on this to try to line up this fork with it. And yeah, let's just fast forward to the driving session. All right, guys, so here's the update. I'm gonna be honest with you. The noise is still there. Now, the ride comfort definitely changed. So most likely these coilovers are pretty much on their last legs, but the noise is still there. And some suspension components are one of the hardest things to find when it comes to noise. So at this current moment, it sounds like a strut mount noise went bad, right, in the front end. Now, I hear it mainly when I hit a bump on the left side of the car, but also on top of that, if I hit the right side, it may also add a little bit of noise. But here's the thing, I unbolted all the sway bar links, right, and drove the car, and I was still getting the noise. So that's what made me think that it was definitely an up and down motion. If I go, let's say a good enough bump, I won't hear it. But if it's a light bump, something very light, I can definitely hear the noise. Now, there's only a few other things I could double check. Even though we visually took a look at the lower control arm, ball joint, upper control arm, and even tie rod end, sometimes you're not going to be able to see the problem. And also, you can also get the noise from the axle itself too. That could also happen too. So at this point, I'm just kind of annoyed with that noise. the car still rides fine. It's just that I'm trying to figure out where this noise is actually coming from. Some people may jump in and say, maybe Boost, you might have changed the wrong control coilovers. Now you might have need to change out the passenger side. That could be it too, but the only way to know is to buy another front strut, which I'm probably gonna do regardless because it's on the front end and it has so much mileage. But also too, some people might say, hey, maybe you want to change the axle on the driver's side, because I changed the passenger side axle so much, but I never changed the driver's side. And my car has been lowered for almost 20,000 miles, so you never know. So I'll continue to look into it and see what I can do. But yes, the noise is still there, but I think this is still a good video for you guys to see how to change out your control on pretty much cartridge or shock, which is relatively easy. It's a lot easier to change this than to change out the actual strut on a car. So otherwise than that, guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button with the bell notification. Also on top of that, my Teespring account is below with my boostinmotion merch, guys. Definitely. If you want to contact me, boostinmotion IG and Facebook, and boostinmotion@gmail.com. Otherwise, you guys have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. You have a good day. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some boostinmotion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.